invasive do you think markets should be? Should they stretch into organ donation, prostitution, drugs? Especially the drugs case, if you want them to go that far, then surely if I then get addicted through heroin, I'm no longer capable of making rational decisions, so I can't really then choose to make rational, beneficial transactions further on. I'm guessing you probably support Mill's harm principle.
Support what?
Mill's harm principle, do you know it? That like I should be free to do what I want as long as it doesn't impinge on other people's freedom.
Yeah, I mean my view is this. It's not my job to run your life.
Yeah.
It's not my job to make sure that you can make rational decisions. Yeah. Our job is to leave you free to make those for yourself. If you take heroin, it's your problem. Now I'll tell you this. Anybody know who Gary Becker was? Yeah, Becker, a Nobel Prize winning economist who died a week and a half ago, or last week, very recently. And I heard Gary Becker give a talk about drug addiction, which I thought was fascinating. Because Gary always looked at things as an economist, not a moralist. He didn't care about morality, or he didn't talk about morality. He looked at it as an economist, and he said, you know what would happen if you legalized heroin? A whole industry was arise to get people off it. You know how we have patches, and we have gum, and we have electronic cigarettes to get us off of cigarettes? Those are not creations of government. Those are not rehabilitation programs that were funded by the state. Those are private businesses trying to make money off of your bad habit, which is smoking. Right? Imagine what would happen if people did get addicted to heroin. More people would get addicted to heroin maybe when we made it legal. But there'd also be cheaper, easier, innovative ways to get off of being addicted to heroin. But that's just a side story, because I always thought that was cute of Gary Becker to think that way.
And if you lose your ability to be rational...
You lose your ability to be rational, but you chose to lose your ability to be rational. It's your problem, not mine.
The issue is one small, stupid mistake can lead to subjugation,
So what is the most
the rest of your life.
So what is the most important thing I said before in terms of if you want to be self-interested? What did I say before? What's the most important thing you do if you're going to be self-interested? Is think.
Yeah.
Think. In my view, it's to be rational, to figure stuff out. Okay. So I haven't taken the heroin yet. It's right here.
Yeah.
I know if I take it, I'm going to get a cool high. It's going to feel good, right? But I know that it's one small step and I'm dead.
Yeah.
Or my life is ruined. Rationality. Rationality means what? It means I don't take the heroin. And if I choose to do it, that's sad.
But every man has lapses. So you're one.
Yeah, but who are you? Who are you to decide what my lapses should be and how much they should be and when they should be and what they should be? And heroin, okay, heroin we can all decide is bad for you. But what about pot? What about marijuana? What about 100 different things that might be in the borderline? You have to have a principle, and the principle in my view is you are responsible for your life, not me. You get to decide whether to take the heroin or not. You better know the consequences of what you're doing when you're taking it, and everybody does. Nobody is under the illusion that taking the heroin has no bad consequences. So you pay for them.
Some people might be.
Well, then if you really care about those people, go and educate them.
Well, what about your children? So if your children get addicted to heroin, it's going to impinge on your self-interest as well, because they're not
So what should I do?
So should you, in the interest of your self-interest, stop them from pursuing their own?
If they're 16, yes. If they're 19, how can I?
These are invalid arguments, because you can get hold of heroin now. If you really want to get hold of heroin, you can get hold of it.
Yeah, of course you can. I mean, if heroin was legal, right, then it would be more available. But, okay, so 16-year-olds, I would stop them as a parent from getting them, and I think the state has a role with children, and it would stop them from 16-year-olds from getting it. But I think once you become an adult, you get to make the decision for yourself, and I would try to convince my kids not to take the heroin. But and as you said, they could take it today. It's not like the fact that it's illegal makes it impossible. You're all young, you're creative. I'm sure if you wanted heroin, you could get it even today. And my point is, it's not the role of the state to tell me what I can and cannot take, what I should and shouldn't consume.
I wonder if I can ask you to capsulize. I know this is difficult. Can I ask you to capsulize your philosophy? What is Randism?
First of all, I do not call it Randism, and I don't like that name. I call it objectivism.
All right.
Meaning a philosophy based on objective reality. Now let me explain it as briefly as I can. First, my philosophy is based on the concept that reality exists as an objective absolute. That man's mind, reason, is his means of perceiving it. And that man needs a rational morality I am primarily the creator of a new code of morality which has so far been believed impossible, namely a morality not based on faith.
On
or
faith.
Not on faith, not on arbitrary whim, not on emotion, not on arbitrary edict, mystical or social, but on reason, a morality which can be proved by means of logic, which can be demonstrated to be true and necessary.
All right. All right.
Now, may I define what my morality is?
All right.
Because this is merely an introduction. My morality is based on man's life as a standard of value. And since man's mind is his basic means of survival, I hold that if man wants to live on earth and to live as a human being, he has to hold reason as an absolute, by which I mean that he has to hold reason as his only guide to action, and that he must live by the independent judgment of his own mind, that his highest moral purpose is the achievement of his own happiness, and that he must not force other people, nor accept their right to force him, that each man must live as an end in himself and follow his own rational self-interest.
May I interrupt now?
You may.
Because you put this philosophy to work in your novel Atlas Shrugged.
That's right.
You demonstrate it in human terms in your novel Atlas Shrugged. And let me start by quoting from a review of this novel Atlas Shrugged that appeared in Newsweek. It said that you are out to destroy almost every edifice in the contemporary American way of life, our Judeo-Christian religion, our modified government-regulated capitalism, our rule by the majority will. Other reviews have said that you scorn churches and the concept of God. Are these accurate criticisms?
Yes, I agree with the facts, but not the estimate of this criticism. Namely, if I am challenging the base of all these institutions, I'm challenging the moral code of altruism, the precept that man's moral duty is to live for others, that man must sacrifice himself to others, which is the present-day morality.
What do you mean by sacrifice himself for others? We're getting to the point.
One moment. Since I'm challenging the base, I necessarily would challenge the institutions you named, which are a result of that morality.
All right.
And now what is self-sacrifice?
Yes, what is self-sacrifice? You say that you do not like the altruism by which we live. You like a certain kind of Ayn Randist selfishness.
I would say that I don't like is too weak a word. I consider it evil. And self-sacrifice is the precept that man needs to serve others in order to justify his existence, that his moral duty is to serve others. That is what most people believe today.
Well, yes, we're taught to feel concerned for our fellow man, to feel responsible for his welfare, to feel that we are, as religious people might put it, children under God and responsible one for the other. Now, why do you rebel? What's wrong with this philosophy?
But that is what, in fact, makes man a sacrificial animal. That man must work for others, concern himself with others, or be responsible for them. That is the role of a sacrificial object. I say that man is entitled to his own happiness and that he must achieve it himself, but that he cannot demand that others give up their lives to make him happy. And nor should he wish to sacrifice himself for the happiness of others. I hold that man should have self-esteem.